Armed with only 3 structure decks, I want to see if it's possible for us to be able to break into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! This is Yu-Gi-Oh! 0 to Hero. We're back at another Locals at Cool Stuff Games Jacksonville. It's already shaping up to be a pretty great day. We were actually able to trade one of our Red Dragon Archfiends for a admittedly lightly played Call by the Grave, but we'll take it at this point. They were within 15% of each other. I think it was like a 10-cent differential, which is totally fine with me. I'll take what I can get, and we're spicing up our deck. Plus, with the DD Crow that we got from last week, and on top of that, we've switched up our deck a little bit to not lose to as many disruptions. We're playing things like Witch of the Black Forest so that we can focus more on special summoning our Resonators first, and then synchroning with them after the fact, and cutting some of the other stuff like the dangers. So we've got round 1 coming up here pretty soon. Let's go ahead and jump in, see how we do.
Insane. Here we are, week number 2, 0 to Hero. Following Brian and his amazing story, I'm Tino here, part of the YGO process. If you check us out on YouTube, we're going to be getting some feature matches with Brian today. We're extremely excited for what he's got. I don't know if he's got any new cards for the deck, but we're anticipating some major changes. And if you look forward, we're going to have him here on stream to see exactly what this deck can do. Not so much looking into the deck list, but into seeing how Brian truly decides to pilot this is something that everyone here, and I know you guys at home are anticipating, so be sure to stay tuned.
What an amazing tournament at Cool Stuff. The changes to our deck was really phenomenal. It felt a lot more fluid. Unfortunately, we didn't make top cut, but that's more due to the fact of what we played in the final round. It had a lot of banishing effects like Dimensional Fissure and Dimensional Shifter, which our deck could not naturally deal with. So with that, we picked up some amazing trades that's going to help boost the power level of our deck. I do want to go over those here before we jump into the charity tournament, which is tomorrow. So the first trade that we ended up picking up was pretty lucrative for us, even though it doesn't seem like a whole lot. We ended up getting Enemy Controller and 2 Unending Nightmares. Fantastic pickup for us. The reason why we want the Enemy Controller is pretty straightforward. We can steal their monsters and do some things with them. If they have a level, we can synchro with them, so definitely not a bad thing. But on top of that as well, things like, IP Masquerena into SP Little Knight, if we could prevent that interaction, games are going to go a lot more smoothly for us. Okay. And then the second thing is the Unending Nightmare. We need something to out Floodgates and to deal with a lot of those more stun-based strategies. We do have a couple of Runic stun players floating around our locals. Though it doesn't inherently answer the Hugin, we can just repeat that effect over and over if they try to protect their stuff. So in theory, we have an out to things like Fountain that is very difficult for them to deal with, unless, of course, they have spell trap removal. So really happy with this pickup. Again, down the line when we get a couple more cards to trade with, we'll pick up some like Cosmic Cyclones or something. But for now, it's a great budget pickup. And we ended up trading a super rare emergency from the OTS pack for those cards. So pretty good value for us, great value for him. Not too shabby. Now, for this next card, I do want to go over the fact that when you spend $30, at least in my OTS store, you get what's called a Lost Art promo, meaning that when we bought our initial product, that was given to us included as part of that initial product. It was a Ninja card. And we ended up trading that for the Bestial Magnamut. The Ninja card was only about $1.30, $1.40. The Magnamut, surprisingly, is only about $1. So really excited for that, considering it's a secret rare. I think because it went to 1, it shot all the way down in price. So we got a great pickup here. If we can get a hold of some Baldrakes, our engine's going to start really be flowing. And then one day, maybe we could pick up Lubellions and really get the engine, going there. The next one here, we actually traded this with our friend Tino over at the YGO process. We wanted to trade a, what is that level 1? Absolute King Backtrack. So we traded a Backtrack. He's trying to cook something up with some Labyrinth cards. He said he could ditch them and all that other stuff. And we needed this common desperately. This combo or this common enables a lot of combos and does a lot of really great things for the deck. For those that don't know, we can banish a Synchro from the grave, add it to our hand, banish a Synchro from the grave while it's in our hand to special summon it. So very, very good card. Very excited we can dump it off of Bone Archfiend. Great pickup. And the last card that I'm really, really excited about is Quibelt the Blade Dragon. Now, doesn't seem like a lot on the surface, but it does destroy card when it's summoned. More importantly, though, it's a level 7. It's one of the few level 7 options we can actually jump into. The reason why this card is so good is on follow-up turns when we're trying to kill our opponent, we can pop a card, banish Red Rising Dragon from our graveyard, and then summon this card, or summon the 2 Synchron Resonators and use those to climb into a Scarred Red Dragon Archfiend and then immediately into an Abyss. And then the Scarred Red Dragon Archfiend will then pop all of our opponent's monsters for seemingly just having access to this card. Now let's hop on over to one of the feature matches recorded on the YGO process. We get to see a really cool use of Absolute Power Force. We put this in our side deck initially as a meme, but it does help us kill by boosting Red Dragon Archfiend to 4,000 attack. It can deal double piercing damage as well, so it'll double the damage it's dealing, even into face down or face up defense position monsters. With Red Dragon Archfiend's effect to destroy everything on the field, if we have him and any other card on our field, it's going to do massive damage. That Horus card that we're attacking is going to go all the way to 1,200 attack and defense, which you can imagine is going to mount up to a whole lot of damage for our opponent. So that attacks into that, and then our opponent realizes he doesn't really have anything left that he can do, and you're going to see the handshake come up here, and that's a wrap. All right, so we're at the charity tournament. We ran this after the local tournament, doing a little special event, canned goods for entry, so a little non-traditional, but for a great cause, obviously. So we ended up actually doing pretty well. The structure's a little bit different. You're guaranteed packs, which is really nice. And then you bet star chips, and then every time you win, you get the star chips that were bet. So it's pretty cool. Really cool event. We ended up walking away with 3 different OTS packs, 123, 222, and 5 Valiant Smashers. Here's a little promo there. So shout out Konami for making this an official event. Really cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and crack these open. Let's see what we got today. I'm pretty excited. I'm just gonna move all of these off to the right here, and we'll just go one by one. Hopefully we get something pretty good. All right, we got a DD Crow. Really can't ask for much more from that pack. I mean, maybe if we get an ulti, that'd be crazy, but honestly, it is what it is. That's pretty high roll. All right, so now we've got another super rare we're never going to touch, but Summon Limit, pretty good Floodgate. Herald Abyss, actually really good. This can out-problem cards like Purely, so not really complaining at all there with some of those pulls. And what's great too is all of this is trade fodder, so even though we don't have an inherent use for it right now, doesn't mean we won't later. We got the best card in the game, Baby Raccoon Pompon, whatever his name is, Pompoko. Archfiend Eccentric, Brand Red has targeted Despia, so we're probably not going to be using those cards. But Eccentric, actually, this is removal. Maybe we will be citing this, because worst case, it's an MST, so we'll keep this right here for now. All right, now for the bread and butter, the Valiant Smashers packs. Let's see what we get. All right, so we're looking for things like Foolish Burial. We got Advanced Draw, Memento Guy, some super I've never heard of. Valhalla, another Memento. All right, so it's looking like this first pack here, a lot of trade fodder. Not really complaining a whole lot. We need as much trade fodder as possible. The Memento stuff is a little popular because people like the older stuff, and it's just retrains of the older stuff. All right, right off the top here, Foolish Burial, that's insane. Dark Honest, believe it or not, we can actually do things with Dark Honest, it's hilarious. Another Memento card, so we're just gonna slap that over here. Definitely not playing this, and we pulled an Ultra. Valmonica, that is a long name that I will mispronounce every time. But that could be worth something, that could be worth a couple dollars. So hopefully we can get some more value here. We want the Centurion cards more than anything, because the Centurion stuff is really good. Worth a lot of money. Arch Nemesis Escados. Fortunately, we can't utilize it. Another Memento card here. And we got Ghost, Spooky, and Dogwood Hand Trap. Call the Haunted. This card could actually do something maybe in our deck, just maybe an extender or something like that. We can't search or anything, but if we're down bad and we need removal, we might play this. And terraforming, can't utilize it right now. Maybe in the future, if we end up incorporating any type of field spell, we can handle that. So we'll keep it right here for now. 2 more packs to go. All right, so White Mech Lord, Pophis, Super, Tikaboo. Love to see that. Again, just another Floodgate. Memento, Honest, and another Memento. All right, on to the last pack here. We got Supply Scud. Here we go, Gravity Collapse. This is a really good card that we needed. This card here is just broken. I believe it can tribute any Synchro monster. Yeah, so you just send a face-up Synchro to the grave, end the turn if your opponent summons. Just end the turn. Yeah, or, well, they can't summon a monster, but it essentially ends the turn. But, and then, let's see here. Yeah, just a lot of rares. So some great trade fodder here. Really excited. Really glad with how the deck did. We changed some things up. We'll have the profile here towards the end of the video, but some really good stuff. And to round out this episode, I want to go over what the deck looks like now with all the pack pulls and all the trades that we've made, and there are even some new additions from previously in the episode. So just to go over like the tuner roundup, the resonator roundup, this will most likely not change. 3 resonator, 3 crimson, double synchron, 1 red resonator, and then the Uvia loop that we picked up. Very, very solid, very strong. Nothing really going to change there, at least for a while. And then going into the non-tuners that we have the Bone Archfiends, Witch of the Black Forest. Again, we talked a little bit about this earlier, but fantastic. Loved it, loved it, loved it all day. And then we actually cut down to 2 Wandering King. We did pick up some other cards like Foolish Burial, and I feel like we just want to be able to play through disruptions or through hand traps. And even though this card is good, it's great follow-up, we can pretty much search it with the quick play. I think 2 is going to be a really good number for a while. So those are the non-tuners. Again, no real surprises there. Nothing really out of the ordinary. For the spells, we've got 3 Crimson Gaia, 3 Resonator Call, 3 Resonator Command, Foolish Burial, and then Call by the Grave. So we pulled Foolish Burial from the packs, but Call by the Grave, we actually were able to trade a Red Dragon Archfiend for, surprisingly enough. So very happy with that pickup. It was an Edison player. They liked the way the Ultra looked, and we were able to track this down. So very, very good stuff. Very happy about that. So let's get these spell cards out of the way. And then for the traps, 3 Tears of the Overroot, and by far the most exciting card that we've picked up, 3 Infinite Impermanence. Let me get that glare out of the way for you. The Infinite Impermanence, we were able to trade the Valmonica card for. These are straight out of the structure deck, and somebody just had extras. So we traded the Valmonica card for these. Great pickup. I think the Valmonica was like $5. These were about $1.50 a piece. So in theory, we lose 50 cents of value. My apologies, 50 cents of value. Which again, that's totally fine. We need the staples. Red Zone, and then 1 Fiendish Golem. We cut this down to make room for the impermanences. And Terrors of the Overroot is just better removal because it can target back row. So that's what the main deck looks like. So really excited with a lot of those changes. Some of the spice, though, comes from the side deck. So we pulled the second DD Crow, so we're still siding 2 DD Crow. Archfiend Eccentric, just for the back row removal. The Magnum, we talked about picking that up earlier in the episode. It lives in the side deck for right now until we get some better Bestial targets. We're still siding the 3 Ascators, and then, of course, the 1 Fire Ant. Nothing really crazy here. This is going to come out as soon as we have better options. We have the 1 Enemy Controller and the 1 Absolute Power Force. After today, it won us 2 games, or 2 matches, I should say. I'm probably going to keep this in, just as one of. It's a searchable, just kill you card. It's awesome. The double Unending Nightmare, and then the cards that we actually picked up, we traded away one of our commons for this card here. I think it was another Backjack. So we traded away one of those, and then we ended up pulling the other one. So we pulled the Gravity Collapse, traded one away, or traded for one, I should say. This card will end the turn. Very, very good card. And then Synchro Transmission. This card is essentially just quick synchro on your opponent's turn so we can calamities them. But it also has the effect that where we can banish this card. I believe it shuffles stuff back in. Yeah, returns to the extra deck, and then you get to draw a card. So you get to put back a synchro monster, draw a card. This card is just a going first card to side. So that's pretty much it. I did just want to take a moment to say thank you guys so much for the overwhelming support that we received on the very first episode. We are trying a couple of different things to make it a little more cinematic. So we are very new to this, so please bear with us. And of course, leave any criticisms, comments, suggestions, anything like that in the comments down below. We really love to see it. And if you guys want to support the channel, want to support us doing our thing, me and Adam behind the camera, please just drop us a like and a subscribe. It goes very, very far, and it just shows that, you know, we have people in our corner. So love being here, love doing this. Expect an episode roughly about every single week. And then there were a couple of questions about what is the overall goal. The overall goal is to earn our invite for the season. So that's the objective. So we're trying to build that competitive deck to earn our invite to nationals. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.